beyond the boundaries of reality, where imagination weaves dreams into existence. Welcome to Storylight. In the heart of a forgotten village, hidden away from the prying eyes of the world, there existed a garden unlike any other. It was said to be enchanted, a place where the laws of nature were bent and reshaped by magic. The garden was tended by an old woman named Marisol, who had lived for as long as anyone could remember. Her hair was silver, her hands gnarled with age, and her eyes held the secrets of centuries. But she never spoke of the magic that filled the garden. The villagers believed it was a place of healing, where the sick came to find cures and the heartbroken came to find solace. But there was one rule: no one was allowed to enter the garden after sunset. One rainy evening, a young man named Luca arrived in the village. He was a wanderer, lost and searching for meaning. But he had heard stories of the Enchanted Garden and its magical properties. Luca had lost his parents when he was a child, and ever since, he had wandered from place to place, searching for something to fill the emptiness in his heart. He had heard that the garden could offer peace, and that was what he sought above all else. Marisol greeted him as he approached the garden gates. Her eyes were sharp, yet kind, and she seemed to see right through him. "The garden is no place for those with a troubled heart," she warned him. But Luca was determined. "I only seek peace," he said, his voice quiet yet firm. That night, as the sun began to set, Marisol's warning echoed in his mind. But the desire for peace was too great. Luca slipped into the garden, his footsteps silent on the damp earth. As he wandered among the flowers, he felt a sense of calm wash over him, as though the very air was imbued with magic. The plants seemed to whisper, the trees swayed in time with his thoughts, and the world around him felt alive with possibilities. But as night fell, something changed. The sky darkened, and the air grew cold. Luca's breath misted in the night, and the garden took on a strange, eerie glow. He could hear soft voices in the distance, but they were not the whispers of flowers or trees. They were the voices of those who had entered before him. The spirits of lost souls, trapped in the garden by their own desires. Luca turned to leave, but the path had vanished. The garden had shifted, and he was no longer sure where he was or how to escape. As he wandered deeper into the garden, he found himself at a small pond, its surface as still as glass. In the reflection, he saw not his own face, but the faces of his parents, smiling at him as though they had never left. For a moment, Luca felt a surge of warmth in his chest, a feeling of belonging, of home. But then, he remembered Marisol's warning. This was the garden's magic. It could give you what you longed for, but at a price. He could stay and live forever in the illusion of peace. Or he could leave, carrying the memory of his parents and the knowledge that peace came not from magic, but from acceptance. With a heavy heart, Luca turned away from the pond. The path reappeared, and he made his way back toward the gates, where Marisol was waiting. "You found what you were looking for," she said softly. "But peace is not something the garden can give you. It is something you must find within yourself." Luca nodded, the weight of his journey lifting from his shoulders. The garden had shown him what he needed to see. It wasn't a place of magic, it was a place of truth. And with that truth, Luca left the Enchanted Garden, carrying the peace he had long sought. Not from the world around him, but from within. The garden faded behind him, its secrets locked away for another lost soul to discover. But for Luca, the journey had ended, and he was finally free. The story ends here, but countless others await in the vast expanse of imagination. Subscribe to Storylight for more journeys into the unknown. See you on the next adventure.